So, hi everybody, welcome here. And as you know by now, we have been changing these group sessions so that we starting with what we call activation of enlightenment. Big words. Very big words. Activation of enlightenment. But of course, if we are already enlightened, all of us, and we are, it's just a matter of discovering it. It should also be a method how to see it. So the activation of enlightenment will now take place when we are meditating together at the same time. So those of you who want to have this activation of enlightenment, you just have the video open. If you don't want to have it, you close your video. And I will not tell when I come to you, especially, but I just come. And the experiences of this activating enlightenment has been, I would say, surprisingly effective. People have beautiful experiences and insights. We talk a little bit about that afterwards also. But it has been a testing period for 2 weeks. And now it's time to take the next step, which means that today is going to be more power. We will have all the power we can get from being. Because what is happening is, of course, not happening in the story. It's not happening, it's happening beyond the story. What is happening during this activation of enlightenment is something which is happening beyond the story. It's on the being level, on the presence level, beyond everything, beyond the world, and beyond the story. That's why it's working. The being that you have inside of you that wants to break through is pure being, pure existence that wants to break through. It just gets more alive when doing this activation procedure. So we'll have a little bit more power today, or full power today. So we just sit here now and closing our eyes. And the video should be on your face, not somewhere else lying on the table, but I should be able to see your face. We close our eyes. We just follow the instructions from the non-doing meditation, as you know, which means that we allow this moment to be exactly as it is. Everything is allowed to be exactly as it comes and goes. One thing is following the other. Feelings, thoughts, sensations, experiences, one replacing the other all the time. Things are changing all the time here. And we allow everything to be exactly as it is in this moment. We don't push anything away. We don't have any opinions that it should be in a different way, and that it is. Everything is welcomed here. But we don't welcome it as an activity. We just allow the moment to be as it already is. But we are not interested in what is coming. We're not interested in anything particular. We're not interested in thoughts. Thoughts are also allowed to be here. We don't push away any thoughts. They are part of this meditation. We just allow them to be here. Not interested in them. And then they will subside. usually by themselves after some time. They can still be there in the background. So we just sit here now, allowing the moment to be exactly as it is, not interested in anything particular, and doing absolutely nothing. And then the activation will start in a few seconds. Okay, we can take 1 or 2 minutes to come out of meditation. And people have different reactions or experiences, insights during this meditation, during the activation. And I just want to comment on two phenomena that is can arise, which has arisen within you, with people who have got this activation. And one of these phenomena is sudden anger or sudden irritation or sudden sadness, sudden strong emotions coming seemingly from nowhere. And it can be triggered by something very, very, very small, which we usually not react upon. But suddenly there is a huge emotions arising, which is not at all in proportion to the situation. And this emotion is impossible to control. It's just to know that there's nothing wrong with you. This is a part of the process. Not everyone has to have this, but quite common actually, to have sudden sadness, sorrow, crying, and anger. And it's got good to understanding that this is a part of the process of taking away the defender, take away the one who is protecting. In short, take away this belief in a personal me. And then when it goes down, doesn't have so much power anymore, that which is inside will come up to the surface. So how to handle it then? Well, we don't have to go to psychologist or therapist. We just go, but it's good to be physically go aside. We just go aside a little bit, if it's possible, practically, of course. We go aside and just let it come. We don't do anything about it. You don't even have to feel it. They're so strong that it will not be, you don't have any power over it. It just want to express itself. But when it comes the first time, if it comes, it can be very confusing and can be very, uncomfortable. How should I deal with this? That's why we're talking about it here. To physically go aside if you can, not projecting your anger against others. And if it happens, maybe you can say sorry afterwards, knowing that this is just part of what is coming up to the surface and wants to express itself. And we're not talking about 3 years here. We are talking about very few moments. It can happen, not in everybody's case, but it can happen. Just to be aware of this. There's nothing wrong. Just to go aside. Let it just come out. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to run away from it. Don't ignore it, which is not so easy because it's so strong. That is one way that the phenomena can arise after its activation. Because we are, so to speak, open the Pandora box. And now everything is which has not been digested. It's coming to the surface. We don't have to fix it. The other phenomena we just like to mention here is physical phenomena. It can also arise after this activation. It means that suddenly the body starts to shake a little bit or jerk, like suddenly like this. It can also happen. And can also know that this is not any wrong. It's the same, actually the same theme as something starts to go out. Something starts to express itself through the body. And the way we handle it is the same. We just let it be. We don't try to fix it. We don't try to analyze it. It's meaningless. We just let it be. And of course, it can be different kinds of shakings or jerks, but it will go. It will pass. But it's good to have this understanding. What is happening now here? I'm getting crazy. I'm getting angry and start to shake. Oh, I don't know if I want to have any more activation. No. Strange to sit here and laugh by myself. I don't hear you laughing. It's just have to be. Yeah, Krista drives us crazy. Yeah, exactly. Are you blaming the person here suddenly? So just to know, to understand, this has happened within the group, and it's actually, looking from here, a good sign. This is really powerful. And of course, we know why it is powerful, because it's nothing to do with the story. We don't try to heal anybody. We don't try to interfere with some kind of energy or something. No, it is the truth of the being outside the transcendental, which is working on you, trying to break through. It's trying to break through all the time. Otherwise, you will not be here. This is just these two phenomena I just want to comment on. So, yeah, Floyd says the same here. I just remember it. I just repeat it. I felt the same. Floyd says it was very strong emotion and thoughts and energy rising last night. Yes, it has been a little bit of drama for some people, actually, but we have taken care of it. They have come here, and we have full understanding of it. I had exactly the same experience. So it's nothing that we can read on a book. It's just the process for some people, not for everybody. Oh, I don't have that anger. Maybe I do something wrong. No, I don't do anything wrong. I'm just saying, if it occurs, then we know how to handle them now, have the full understanding of it. Everything is going out. The obstacles for seeing that you are already in enlightened state, that obstacles is now showing itself in a more clear way after this activation. So I just want to open up. Is there anybody who wants to comment on this, or want to say something more, or have any questions? Yes, Floyd, come.
Can you hear me, Krista?
Yes, you are here.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it reminds me of a talk which UG Krishnamurti had with his disciples. And there is a famous Indian film director called Mahesh Bhatt. So he was a disciple of UG. So he says to UG, I feel frustration. And UG says to him, it is coming out. All that shit is coming out of you.
Mm.
And I feel this is like that, because suddenly a lot of things are sort of arising, and it is it is sort of very intense. So it is like things which we are sort of holding on. So I just wanted to know whether this is coming from a subconscious, or what is it? How do you what is it exactly?
Okay. So you want to have an explanation?
It's okay without the explanation also, but
Yeah, can we
to know.
skip the explanations? You know, going to some theory about subconscious or going to theory about karma, reincarnation, or whatever esoteric teaching we want to pick and talk about endlessly, it's my experience it doesn't go, don't go further in this.
Mm.
The most important is to see and to be based on other people's experiences going in the past before you, that this is just something which is in the way. And it can also be felt like a release, usually when it is happening this way, when the strong emotions is coming out. It can also be destructive beliefs, you know. I am totally worthless, you know. I will never get it. I'm not worthy of enlightenment. In whatever way these negatives phenomena, you could call it, is arising, it's just something which is given more release, more relaxation in the body. We usually feel more relaxation in the body. Even the shaking is coming to an end, and we feel more and more relaxed. Instead of going into explanation, which is a little bit more theory, and how do we really know what is going on? Because everyone is unique. Everyone is unique here. It can be a unique explanation for everybody. So better to, I make it simple and lazy by just putting everything in one box and saying, this is what other people, including myself, had on the way, and it just give give way for relaxation and more clarity. It's just something that needs to be taken care of, obstacles that is in the way. And the truth is doing that for us. We cannot do it by ourselves. We don't know where to look. Everyone is unique here. Everyone has his own history. Everyone has his own energy system, if I may call it that. Experiences from the past and so on. So everyone is unique. It's not easy to see what should I take away then. We just let the truth do that because there's no one doing anything anyway. This is just a belief in a searcher who can, I will fix my enlightenment. There is no one here fixing an enlightenment. It's just the truth trying to break through by taking away obstacles on the way for not seeing it. I hope that it's okay for you, Floyd, that we don't go into that explanatory theories. Thank you for that. And Tanya, you had raised your hand. Welcome here.
Yeah, hello. Are you hearing me well?
Yes, I hear you well. We hear you
Okay.
well.
Actually, I have several questions, but at least I want to ask one question. When we did individual session with you, I remember you told to be in some private space without another people. But for example, today I in the center of Moscow on my way between different destinations, but I feel a very strong longing to join this group. And now I sitting and a lot of people around, a big traffic, a lot of noise. But I really enjoy to be with you. And one part of my attention, of course, a little react what happened around. But very deep, I feel this activation today even more strong than before. And for me, it was a very big gift, and I feel really this truth now. Is it okay for you that I'm now with around another people around?
It's totally okay. You can be wherever you want. And what you say that you feel more today is because, as we said in the beginning, that we push the power button more now today.
Yes, I remember you told this, but also I want to confirm that really today I felt it more strong.
Yeah. And when you say we are around other people, what is this around that we talk about? What is this around other people and so on? There's only one reality here showing itself as what we call around.
Yeah, but for me it's totally okay. But anyway, I want to ask you.
Yeah, of course, of course. You have another question also?
Yes, if it's possible to ask.
Yeah, come on. Right here now.
Now I'm in Moscow, and almost every day something stressful happened. And in this moment, I wanted to ask you some question. And I asked in my head, and already several times happened that immediately I received some answer like from you, very clear, and it helped me in this moment, and my state changed. Uh, I become crazy, or it really possible like this?
But you mean do you mean that you hear my answer in you or something? What you mean? Or is that just an answer coming?
It like some answer comment, but because I wanted to ask you, for me it looks like I connected with you, and it was your voice in my head, and some very simple, like one short sentence answer, but it was very helpful in this moment.
Well, I'm assure you that it was not me, so to speak. I don't want to introduce some kind of mysticism in all this. Reality is one. There is only one reality, so to speak, responsible for everything happening. And the question coming inside you is coming from that place. And if the reality is one, which it is, the answer is also coming there. So the question on the question raised and the answer is coming from the same place. And of course, this is a very good point, because the more we, so to speak, come in tune with our being, our pure being, the more this being or presence has a power, gets more power, and take away these misunderstandings in thinking that we have, all of us. The more we get in tune with this, the more also the answers can be heard, because maybe the answer is coming before, but we don't hear them. So the answer is coming from the state of truth. And you say it was also good for you practically.
Okay, yes, thank you. And if it's possible, I have last question.
Come on. Yes, of course.
Yes, now I living with my mom, and of course I can feel something from her, because usually I sensitive for people, especially some relatives or for close friends. And for example, yesterday I felt very good about my feeling, like very good mood and happiness and connection. But nighttime, suddenly I started to feel some fear and worries without any reason. And I couldn't sleep for a long time. And today morning, my mom told me about her feeling that it happened with her last night because of some reason in your life. But also, like I could feel it myself without any reason. And of course, I was upset that I reacted too much to another people around, and it's like disturbed me in my life. But after that, I start to think, but maybe I need to be in this case like usually, like to let the moment to be like it is, and let everything happen like it is, like treat this situation the same way like I doing with my question and my like my problem.
Yeah, it's an interesting point actually, because when we are becoming more open and more open for what is actually here, not what we want to be here, my life is not so much filtered through this me wanting something, then we also become more sensitive what other people feel. That is nothing to be disturbed by, actually, because it's one thing to feel what other people feel. We can become more open for their needs and can help them and so on. But it doesn't have any impact on us. This is a very important point. Because as the more we get in tune with this being or presence or whatever you want to call it, through the meditation and through the activation, and the more we see that there is no person me actually here active doing anything, the more we see that everything's just a dance, everything is happening by itself. It's also, there's so much confidence in this state of being, this grounding state, that you are totally untouched by the story. And not only untouched by the story of yourself, but also untouched by the story of others. But at the same time, we get more sensitive to other people's feelings, but not in a negative way. I would say this is the beginning of the development of compassion.
And of course, it's not very pleasant and it's not very comfortable and useful for my life. But from another side, it's like my mom a little bit push my button, maybe not directly with her action or talk, but like because her feeling. And I mean, like it's good chance to be more deep in the truth, actually, and it's like help on my way.
Yeah, if she's putting the buttons, that is another question really, because if someone is pushing our buttons, then we need to look. Why is this feeling here? Is it only because I feel her feelings of compassion? Or is it something inside me that needs to be looked at? But you say that the fear was coming without any specific reason. So it's not totally clear here what was actually the case. Are you sure that it was a pushing of the button, or was it
But
just sensitivity of her fear?
actually, in this case, maybe it's not correct to use this push on the button. Maybe I'm not sure how to use it, because actually I'm not felt anything bad against my mom in this case or morning when we talk, but only I felt this fear and some emotion which I feel it's like not my real in this moment.
Yeah, it can also be what we talked about in the beginning of this meeting, that things may arise which seemingly has nothing to do with ourselves, nothing to do with our ideas, negative ideas about ourselves, nothing to do with other people as well. It just arises, coming seemingly from nowhere. It can also be an example of this, Tanya. So this is actually then some kind of or effect of the activation, which means if you don't like the word, it's actually a good sign, if I may say so. If I make a call fear a good sign, but you know what I mean? It's something which is, if there's still some fear in the system, it will now go out. And you will soon see if that is the case. Or is there still something which is connected to ideas about yourself, which is creating this fear? We will soon see that.
Okay.
But you are so clear in this. I don't think it is the case, but we will see. Do you have anything more?
Thank you very much
Okay.
for now everything clear.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Very good questions. Anyone else who wants to share some experiences or have comments or questions?
Yeah, I guess I will.
Yeah.
So,
Hi, Fritz.
hello, Kristen.
Hello. Hi.
So, there have been times when this energy is moving, not recently, but I've experienced this, where I felt the emotions, the feelings of people around me, and I knew that it wasn't mine. And I guess the trick is not to grab onto any of it, to just let it pass through. That works better somehow.
Mhm. This is the question how to handle it?
No,
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 just a
just a comment.
yeah. The thing is that when it is passing through, if it's not hooking us somehow, if something is touched inside us, I mean in a negative way, something we feel bad, we feel tension in the body, somehow kind of bodily phenomena which is uncomfortable, and maybe some destructive beliefs about others or about ourselves are coming, then it is something within us. It's not only, it can also be told, it can be both. Huh? We feel their feelings, but at the same time, their feelings is also triggering something within us. And that is actually an opportunity then, instead of seeing it as a negative thing. It's an opportunity to look, why do I feel like this at all? And not only to, because they felt like that, I felt their feelings, but it's not, maybe it's not the whole picture. It can also be that something is reacting inside us. Because if we are totally clear, if I may call it that, doesn't matter what other people feel. I would not be able to do this work if I would take on feelings that people come. Everybody feels awful when they come the first time. That's why they come. Yeah, actually, they don't come because they are so happy. So they have a problem. So it will not be able to do that if we take it personally. No? So if we take it personally, it means that there is something there which has not been seen through. And of course, that's what we're using the individual sessions for, to use that to take a bigger loop, to a deeper look to what it is actually. And of course, we do it ourselves also. Of course.
Yeah, it seems to
Yes.
play out the best if let's say I'm interacting with someone and this occurs,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm totally there and also totally not there.
Mm. Ah.
I know that sounds contradictory, but
No. It's exactly how it is. It's exactly how it is. And this concept of detachment, that is an Indian thing mostly, is actually very much misunderstood, because it's an attachment and detachment at the same time. In the clear state, you're not a stone. You're not indifferent to other people's suffering or feelings. Not at all. You are totally involved in everything that is happening, but at the same time, you are not. Because you know how it is. That what is happening now is just the presence or being or awareness or whatever you call it, showing itself as this. So you are both in the story, but not of it, so to speak.
that's a very good description. That's
Yeah.
what it felt like in those
Yeah,
instances.
yeah. This is enlightened state, you know. You're not we're not cold for people suffering. No, actually the opposite. We want to help, spontaneously help, without any reason actually. I don't people ask me, why do you do this? I don't know. It's just so you can say compassion. When people are coming, why should we not help? If you can, if they want us to help. Not chasing them, but being available for them. So it's a part of this enlightenment state to take away this misunderstanding that now I'm going to sit in the cave, detached from everything, and be happy in peace and bliss and love forever. That is not enlightenment. That is just half of the way, half cooked, so to speak. That you are just in yourself, just it can be running away. It can be, it doesn't have to be, but it can be running away from it. We haven't seen the whole picture.
And there can be a cave phase, so to speak.
Yeah, it can be a cave phase. It was in my case also. It can be, of course, it is like that. Doesn't have to be a case, a cave, what do you call it?
Cave phase.
Yeah, a cave phase. It doesn't have to be a cave face, but in quite many people, there is some kind of cave face. We just have to look at ourselves. What is really here? Yeah. Freud says, my house is my cave. Yeah, it doesn't matter where the cave is. You don't have to leave your room to get enlightened. It's already here. Is that enough?
That's
Chris?
fine.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, good. Yes, actually have a question. This is my first. You have been with me, but this is my first group session. How would the activation work for me, Sakshi? Well, the activation is on the individual level. So what happened was that we started the meditation together. Everyone was meditating. And then I went around to each individual. So the activation was not on the group level. It never is. Even if people can say sometimes that I feel that you are on me, but you are on another one. I remember. I understood lately. So you have got, Sakshi, you have got an individual activation only for you. Do you have any following up question to this?
No, no question. Thank you.
No, thank you. And how do you feel, if I may ask, because you have not got it from in the group session before? Do you have any comment? You don't have to.
It was pretty much the same as the individual, I think, for me.
Okay.
I had this question.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Anyone else want to say something? We have been having a meeting for 1 hour already, and I feel that I don't want to go into some kind of deeper topic. I know it was announced that we will talk about that you have never experienced anything in your entire life, which is quite a provocative statement, although it is true. But I think we will take it in another session, maybe tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So, as you maybe have noticed, that this opportunity to get this activation will be increased by adding 3 days more from Tuesday. So from Tuesday, upcoming week, there will be one meeting every day. And 4 of these meetings are as before, these 4 satsangs or whatever you want to call it. And then we add 3 more the other 3 days. But these 3 days is not any topic talk about. There's no questions and answers. It's only half an hour, just the activation and the group meditation at the same time. The times for these 3 added meetings is 7 o'clock Central European time. This is for people in Europe, and maybe you can also, it's a little bit late for the Indians. Maybe the Americans can join, I don't know. You have to see it yourself. But this is to make an opportunity to get this activation more intensively now. I'm going to go in some travels in the summer to some other countries and work with people there. And then I will not be able maybe to have 7 times per week. Probably not, I would say. So it could be good to use this time in the coming months to have this activation as much as you can. That's why we offer this every day now from Tuesday. Any questions around this? And then, as you have seen, we are also launching a retreat in Turkey from the 15th of August to 25th of August. If you have any questions around this, you can just contact us. And I also will go to Denmark and have a retreat before that. And also go to another city in Sweden before that also. And Kazakhstan seems to be somehow maybe also happening. So yes, let's look at the now. And now it's very beautiful report from you. I'm very happy about this. And so we see each other tomorrow the same time. Thank you for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.